So apparently Ubisoft has cancelled Assassin's Creed Shadows. And there's been numerous reports stating that Assassin's Creed Shadows is going to get delayed because Ubisoft stocks are going all-time low. It's just going down every single day as we speak. And by the time the game releases, it seems like Ubisoft might finally be in a stage where they need to sell the company, or some big company might just come in and just take over Ubisoft forever and change everything and anything that works in the company for either good or absolute disaster. Just 5 hours ago, Ubisoft Japan Studios have announced, where they actually said that the announcement regarding Ubisoft participation in Tokyo Game Show 2024 broadcast. Now, apparently it's written in Japan. Now, someone luckily in the comments actually translated the whole thing. Now, apparently what this means is that Ubisoft is not going to be present in Tokyo Game Show 2024. And the reason why is because they're not going to be showcasing Assassin's Creed Shadows in the Tokyo Game Show. Now, every single year when Ubisoft has massive games coming out, they're always the one in order to be like the big show holder of Tokyo Game Show. But this year, they have Assassin's Creed Shadows, one of the most ambitious projects that they worked on in terms of all Assassin's Creed games, and they have decided that they're not going to be showcasing it. And in fact, Ubisoft has removed their name from the list from the entire show itself. Now, there's been a lot of comments from different fans, and one of the comment comes from Grums, who has been constantly, speaking a lot about Ubisoft's situation. And he says that I thought you were just fine in Japan. Isn't that what you told the New York Times and your investors? And honestly, I think, Ubisoft kind of just made it seem like, everything is fine at this point. A lot of investors were kind of worried about whether or not if Assassin's Creed Shadows is in trouble or if people are hating on this game and whatnot. But Ubisoft assured, nope. There is no trouble at all. The game is going good. People are loving it. We're getting a whole lot of, pre-orders in. But it seems like all of that was fake. It's not true. And something is terribly going bad with Ubisoft. Now, even the Ubisoft stock prices are all-time low at this point, if you take a look at it. It's all-time low. I have never seen Ubisoft fall this low in their entire history of the company. And as you can see, there are so many different companies like Take-Two Interactive, Nintendo, EA Games. Even EA hasn't fallen this low. It's just a 0.25% of fall. And then we have Nintendo, which is increased by 0.6%. And then Take-Two is only 1.7% a fall. But if you take a look at Ubisoft, you can see that from the past month, just 1 month, they have fallen about minus 30.26%. And that's like a massive fall. And a fall like this basically means that the company could get shut down anytime soon. Or if not shut down, some big companies like Sony or Xbox or anyone could end up deciding to purchase the entire company and do whatever they wish with it. So that could be a very high possibility in the coming months and weeks. And I don't know, man, I wouldn't be surprised if, Microsoft decides to completely purchase Ubisoft and most probably add all their games into their Game Pass and try to promote that stuff. And they might end up selling more Xbox consoles if they do that stuff, I guess, if they make all the games from Ubisoft exclusive in the Game Pass only for the Xbox console. But I don't think that Microsoft does stuff like that. They want to sell the Game Pass, so most probably we'll get all the games on the PC as well. And if they have great heart, they could also release it on the PlayStation as a Game Pass that could be coming out to PlayStation as well. So all of these things are absolutely possible. And another interesting news, which is coming from Assassin's Creed Invictus, which is known to be the multiplayer project for Assassin's Creed that's currently in development. So Ubisoft has already announced that they're working on the multiplayer game, and today we actually received some more information about the whole project, and it seems like the game is kind of more inspired from Fall Guys rather than just the game being inspired from games like GTA Online, because in the past we have always been talking about how Assassin's Creed is an open world game, and of course if they end up creating an open world multiplayer game mode, of course it's not just me, everyone thought that it would be the case, that it would turn out to be something kind of similar to what GTA Online looks like, where you could just free roam and do a bunch of, open world activities. But it seems like they're more inspired from Fall Guys. And this info is actually coming from Jonathan, the French YouTuber. And Jonathan, in the past, he has been one of the most reliable sources when it comes to all the Ubisoft leaks and all the Assassin's Creed leaks, because he has some information from Insider. And he always leaks the stuff. And anything that Jonathan has revealed so far has always turned out to be true. So I kind of just, have more hopes towards what whatever he shared here. So he has actually given us a bunch of new information about what the multiplayer game is going to be. Now, if you take a look at this, this is what the translation says from his tweet. To avenge my slap, here's some information on Assassin's Creed Invictus, the multiplayer game that is supposed to release next year. Keep this in mind, it's coming out in 2025. Now, it will be kind of like Fall Guys, which will have like 16 players for the moment, who compete in several rounds with different games. So it seems like it's going to be some sort of a kill each other deathmatch kind of a thing, but at the same time, you need to get to like the final race point. Probably like a race where you need to, complete a certain puzzles and hurdles, and you also need to kill each other players, and you need to get to the extraction zone or like the finish line, whatever you want to call it. So it's probably like an extraction game, but then set in an Assassin's Creed universe where you need to kill other online players. So each lobby is going to consist of 16 players is what he says, and among these games we will find a team deathmatch. Another is every man for himself, and a speed game where you have to go to luminous points scattered on the map. Now, if you qualify for the next round, you will be able to choose types of powers to create a build that will be used in your final game. Oh, so there are going to be like different rounds in which players are going to get qualified out of the 16. So the first round, let's say top 10 players get qualified, and then the second, top 5 and all that stuff. So probably like 3 rounds or 4 rounds. I don't know how many rounds there is, but it seems like there are going to be multiple rounds, and once you keep getting qualified in each round, you'll actually be able to unlock new abilities, which all of these abilities are going to be carried over to the final round. So the final round is where you can use all of these abilities that you've just collected. So honestly, if I have to say, it kind of does seem very unique in its own ways, kind of inspired from Fall Guys, but not exactly like Fall Guys. So he also confirms that 2 confirmed characters are going to be in the multiplayer. One is Ezio, and Cesare Borgia is going to be in the game. Both of these amazing characters, wonderful. Now the gameplay will be very arcadey, with hits without real impact, and even a bubble shield like Smash Bros. Now the camera will be quite far from the character, making them look small. Oh my god, that is disastrous. That is not something I really enjoy in third-person games, man. Honestly, if the camera is going to be real far away, I think it's more over like Fall Guys, because when I did hear about Invictus, I was kind of just hoping the game would be like GTA, but it seems like it's more like Fall Guys. Now that I heard about the camera, it really sucks that we're going to be very far away from the camera, and it kind of just makes the character look very small. That's boring. So the map will be portions of the old games. There will be Baghdad Mirage in Japan from Shadows, a map from Paradise Island, probably Black Flag, okay, and we also have Poppy with Rising Lava. Now I don't know what Poppy is. Kind of seems like the next Assassin's Creed game that's going to be set in the Aztec Empire, where we have all of these rising lava and stuff. So this is roughly what the game should look like, although there will be obviously a lot of adjustments between now and the release. So it seems as though the release is imminent. It's actually happening, and Ubisoft has a lot of plans in order to get this game out, and it seems like they're confident in order to make that the faraway distance camera. In my opinion, I don't know, man. Honestly, I'm not a very huge fan when it comes to faraway cameras, and usually games like those, it just kind of turns me off. But yeah, I don't know, since it's Assassin's Creed and Ubisoft is doing it, I don't know what kind of stuff they have in mind. I was honestly hoping for GTA Online, kind of a, multiplayer game, but seems like we're getting Fall Guys instead, and the camera angle is going to be fucked up. So we'll just see what happens as of now. And it seems like, Ubisoft was kind of ready in order to show off their game, but now that they see the stock is just going all the way down, and the company is probably going to get sold by some big company, could just completely come over and take over Ubisoft, and people are not really appreciating Assassin's Creed Shadows, it seems like they have no other choice left but to absolutely stop their appearances. But also another thing that kind of just led a lot of people to think that, Ubisoft is canceling Assassin's Creed Shadows and they're just, delaying the game, is because, Rhino also updated on the situation where he says that Ubisoft has canceled Assassin's Creed Shadows appearance at Tokyo Game Show on September 26th due to various circumstances. Now, do you think it's going to be related to the controversy or whatnot? But I honestly think, the reason why is because Ubisoft lately, they haven't really been doing any sort of promotions for Assassin's Creed Shadows. Now, The same time, when you look at what they did for Assassin's Creed Valhalla and even Mirage, man, both of these games got a lot of promotions. And ever since Assassin's Creed Shadows was revealed, it seems like, the game only got so much hate every single day. Every single time they kind of revealed anything, they only got hate. And this kind of just, made a lot of people not want to pre-order the game. And I have seen so many dumb people in my comments, as well as on my Twitter profile. They've been saying that, fans are not the reason why, the stock went down for Ubisoft. And obviously, a lot of people are pre-ordering Assassin's Creed Shadows. And I honestly want to say these are one of the most dumbest people that exist in the gaming world. And the reason why is because it's basic common sense to know that fans are not appreciating what Ubisoft is doing. And every game that they've created so far in the past couple of years, ever since Assassin's Creed Valhalla, has been a flop. And every game has lost its sales. Even Star Wars Outlaws did extremely bad in terms of its sales. Although the reviews was kind of, butchered. The game was great. I loved it. But it seems like it did very bad in terms of sales. And all of these things is what increases the share value of the company. And this is what makes the investors want to invest in the company, because they're making some good games and, might end up selling good games. And investors hope that the company is going to sell good amount of games to customers, and that's in return going to increase their shares and whatnot. Ubisoft is making some terrible decisions. They just want to promote some agendas more than making good games, and that kind of just makes sense at this point as to why they have taken one of the biggest falls. And a lot of people have been defending them, but you can obviously see what's going on. You can obviously see how their fall is happening. And obviously that also results as to why they kind of decided to go away from the Tokyo Game Show rather than showing the game. Since we're only like 1.5 months away from the official launch of Assassin's Creed Shadows, and there hasn't been any sort of promotions. Like literally, Ubisoft isn't even marketing that game anymore. And if you take a look at what they did with Assassin's Creed Valhalla, they just went all in with promotions. They invited a lot of content creators in order to go ahead, try their game out. They even gave us a lot of promotional gameplay content, which we could share with our audience and, promote their game, just get the community hyped up and stuff. But this time with Shadows, they aren't doing anything. And we are so close to the launch, and this is supposed to be one of their biggest games of all time. Now imagine you put in millions and millions and millions of dollars into a game's production, and you're just like 1.5 months away from the launch of this game, and you literally have nothing to showcase, you have nothing to promote or market for, and you're just canceling your name away from one of the biggest shows out there. Honestly, man, I don't know, because at this point the only thing Ubisoft has been showing is a couple of screenshots and like some cinematics and just showing some weather systems in Shadows. And apart from that, there is not really like a full-on gameplay or something that, makes people want to get invested in this game. And I think Ubisoft should do it now more than ever if they are trying to, captivate it. But it seems like, the game could get delayed, because it's now or never for Ubisoft. If they fail in order to please fans and get back fans with Assassin's Creed Shadows, this means that the company is going downhill forever. This is going to be their final chance once and for all. And if people do not like Assassin's Creed Shadows, I think it's the end of Ubisoft forever. They're also making Tom Clancy's The Division, and I think, that game would also play a massive role. And most probably, Ubisoft should take their time, do the best they can, and deliver what people really want, because most of the 90% of player base are actually mad about Yasuke's situation, about him not being samurai and whatnot, and not really historically accurate, but then they made him like a full-on protagonist. No, I mean, it's their choice. They did whatever they want, but what I would strongly suggest is that at least don't disappoint players with gameplay, and make sure, the game is not bugged. Make sure that, players are going to get blown away once the game comes out, and that's, of course, going to increase a lot of sales. Because we also have PlayStation Pro that's coming out in just a couple months from now, and it's very close to the release of Assassin's Creed Shadows. Obviously, anyone getting the PS5 Pro are definitely going to be purchasing Shadows, because this game has like the enhanced support for the PS5 Pro. So if Ubisoft wants to sell their game good, I think they definitely have to go all in, man. They have no other choice this time, and I think that is just going to force Ubisoft in order to give us a good product at last. Because people are actually catching up to what's going on with Ubisoft. ACV on Twitter also posted, because fans are actually posting this stuff openly on Twitter. A lot of people are talking about this, like Assassin's Creed Shadows being delayed with Ubisoft last minute exit from the TGS and the lack of marketing so close to the release. Something feels off. Cloud the game need more time to ensure a smooth, bug-free launch. Maybe Ubisoft can't afford another shaky release. Definitely. Honestly, I think they have no more chances to, screw this up, because if they do it another time, it's done. The company is done, So they need to make sure that Assassin's Creed Shadows is the best they possibly can deliver all time. So honestly, I would love to know, what do you guys have to say about this whole situation? What do you honestly think about what's going on with Assassin's Creed Shadows and Ubisoft's downfall? It's going to be a very interesting conversation that I would love to go ahead and have a good chat with you guys in the comments down below. So please always feel free to go ahead, leave your comments and start a conversation. Let's have a good non-toxic communication down below in the comments. And probably someone from Ubisoft, they do watch my videos, so this means they might take feedbacks from the comment section from you guys. Just leave feedback so some of the developers might watch it and implement some of the ideas that you might give in the game in order to make the game better. So it only takes a couple seconds and you're not really losing anything in order to do it. So please just take a few seconds, leave your thoughts down below in the comments. And with that being said, if you guys want to stay updated with all the latest and the greatest content that you guys need about all the upcoming games, from information, news, updates, leaks, and gameplays and announcements and every single thing that you guys need, my channel will be the first to keep you guys updated with every single information and news about gaming. So make sure to go ahead, subscribe to the channel. It's absolutely free of cost. You're not paying a dime. At the same time, I will keep you guys updated every single day. Now, with that being said, I would absolutely appreciate it if you guys could just drop a big fat like on this video down below. It really goes a long way for me as a creator. It kind of, motivates me in order to bring more better content for you guys. So please, lads, show your support. And with that being said, I hope you guys have a wonderful rest of your day, and I'll see you guys on tomorrow's video. Until then, take it easy, fams, and goodbye.